Hey guys, how's it going? It's from QC with Game Dev, and today we're going to take a quick look at where I got in my Mushroom Mischief project, mechanics I added to it, and the state in which I'm leaving the project. So first and foremost, you might notice there's a small delay between this video and the last video, and that's because I found it pretty difficult to create videos and code the game, so I decided to just code the game and come back with a video at the end. There's pros and cons to this approach, but I think, honestly, if I can just come to terms with making simpler videos, less perfect ones, not that they're perfect, but maybe I can make more videos. Because since the purpose of the videos for me is to give a quick overview of the development of the projects, really to see the cycle, so I need to try to not get bogged down with small details and just stay true to the intention. So anyway, here you can see the finished Mushroom Mischief project. You can play it for free on itch.io. I'm going to add a link in the description. So basically, starting with the new mechanics I added to the game, I took inspiration from the Untitled Goose Game in order to create a distraction mechanic. So basically, up until now, the mushroom picker has his basic lifestyle of looking for mushrooms by default. Given he finds one, he goes, he picks it, then he starts looking for other mushrooms. So it occurred to me, it would be cool if the player was able to prevent the mushroom picker from picking that mushroom through the use of temporary distractions or traps, right? So the basic concept is that the mushroom picker should be able to get distracted by some noise in the environment, and the player should be able to make some noise, right? So there's nothing preventing us later from building on this and saying there are other things that can serve as noise sources. But for the moment, it was enough for me that the player can make a noise. So given also that I have my chicken model, it was super easy to know what noise I want the player to do, right? So it's just going to be like a classic just squawk, right? Like, it's good for comedic value. I love it, so, and this would cause the mushroom picker to come investigate the noise, right? So once I had that working, I spent about a week trying to figure out how to take advantage of the ability to distract the mushroom picker. I spent a long time mulling over the idea of giving them things like annoyance meters or other sort of personality metrics, but ultimately I decided to just try and take the easy approach and just make some traps that the mushroom pickers could be lured into via the noise distraction, right? So my initial game over condition had just been that if the mushroom picker picks too many mushrooms in some time limit, then the game should be over. But now, with this idea of being able to mess with the mushroom picker, I added a chaos meter. So the premise here would be that for every trap you make the mushroom picker walk into, you get some points. And if you get enough points, we say that the mushroom pickers abandon the forest. And this would be in parallel with the original picked mushrooms in a time limit condition. So there's two ways now to end the game. So from there, I had to start thinking of some traps I could add to the forest. So I came up with a few. I got a rolling log that can make the mushroom picker fall backwards. I also thought maybe I can use a tripwire to make the mushroom picker fall forwards. Another trap I added is the beehive. So basically when the mushroom picker walks into the beehive, then all mushroom pickers in some radius of that beehive get chased by bees, get stung repeatedly, and they should run away in fear, right? So when I was making these traps, I was really trying to think of traps that could lead to each other without necessarily leading to a full stop. So for instance, if the mushroom picker walks into a beehive, the beehive falls, the mushroom picker runs in fear as he's getting chased by the bees, right? And then maybe he's able to slip on a rolling log and then he falls, it's this compounding effect, right? All of this led naturally to having a multiplier value for the chaos meter, right? Another factor I incorporated into these traps is that I really wanted to capture 3 different behaviors that could later be extended in a variety of different assets. So for instance, now that I have this mechanism to make the mushroom picker fall forwards or backwards, it's very extensible. It would be really easy for me to say, for instance, okay, so now I want to add a beer bottle to the mushroom picker's basket. When he falls, he drops the basket, a beer bottle rolls out of the basket, and if he were to get up and walk on that beer bottle, then he can also fall backwards, right? So everything is there for this behavior already. It would just be a matter of adding the visual assets, getting that beer bottle. So it's super easy to build on this. For all of these traps, I needed to be able to make the mushroom picker have corresponding animations. I found all the animations I needed on Mixamo. some absolutely fantastic falling animations as well as animations to get back up. Also, I found an animation to run there. It was perfect. I even found an animation to pick a mushroom and made it possible for mushroom picking to be interrupted by a noise. Fun fact here, if you want to make animations editable in Unity from Mixamo, because initially actually when you import these animations you can't modify them. So a fix for this is you can just duplicate the animation you get from Mixamo and then you're able to modify it from there. So I found it necessary to do this because sometimes I had to fire events from within the animation and basically I would just handle that event somewhere else on my mushroom picker. So I also wanted the player to be able to move traps around via a drag mechanic in order to be able to lay traps for the mushroom pickers. The reason for this is they don't have fixed paths, so there's no way really as the player to know where the mushroom picker is going to go, so it's much easier to be able to move the trap around and then sort of lure the mushroom picker into the trap. It was kind of tricky getting the physics to behave properly for this. It can still happen that the dragged object will get caught under the chicken, and this will basically cause the player to soar into the sky. It's a little janky, but you know, I also think it has its charm, so I was okay with leaving that in. So yeah, this is basically the finished state for the moment of Mushroom Mischief. So anyway, I'm eager to move on to the next idea, so I'm going to leave it here, but I hope you've enjoyed following the development of this game, and I hope you'll join me again for the next one. Alright, take it easy guys. Bye-bye.